It is great to have you back here at Coin Lady channel. Bitcoin 47,000, up 2.7% on the 24-hour, Ethereum 2500, XRP 52.5 cents, up 1.4%. It's been a good day for cryptocurrencies. When looking at the best coins of the day, a VAX rose by about 10%, indicating double-digit increase for the day. Along with Chip and Jeff, I just caught a glimpse of Tony from Thinking Crypto on the chain in the chat. His favorite Layer 1 smart contract blockchain was the subject of my question when we were outside of Ethereum. He decided on a VAX. Observe that pleasing increase of tenfold. I just noticed that Coinbase is trading a meme coin called Bonkers, or Bongos, or whatever the fucking thing is. It increased by about 25%. Out there, you can find a scattering of good growth. Reports have surfaced indicating that crypto would not be featured in any Super Bowl commercials this year, which would be a significant change from the previous bull run, when Coinbase and other crypto ads were prevalent. If you're familiar with the Super Bowl and its significance to the United States, you might be surprised to hear that Kraken, the company's chief marketing officer, has said that there will be none this year. It will be massive in scope, and they will be able to better target their advertising budgets to people all over the world. Right now, Coinbase is putting all of its spare funds into lobbying activities aimed at influencing policymakers in Washington. Personally, I'd be surprised if you saw an ad for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF, from BlackRock, Fidelity, or anyone else trying to cash in on this market. Thankfully, no one seems to be throwing their Super Bowl cash at the problem this year. However, its comeback in 2025 wouldn't shock me in the least. A new lawsuit against the Winklevoss twins and a digital currency firm has been filed by the New York Attorney General. And this is a major one. The current damage estimate in the complaint exceeds $3 billion. And I'll be the first to admit that I have my reservations about the New York Attorney General. I get that, though. After all, consumers are entrusting their money to large corporations here, not to some shady procedure run by unknown individuals. The digital currency group deserves their faith. You also couldn't participate in major exchanges like Gemini. And many of those investors were blissfully unaware that they were wasting their money on dweebs like 3 Arrows, Capital, and Do Kwon. In the end, I have no idea how large this will be. It might not even be $3 billion. But writing that check is going to be a major undertaking, as it ought to be. I believe this is the reason behind Grayscale's, a subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, refusal to lower fees. They require a steady stream of revenue and should be hoarding their cash reserves in anticipation of this phenomenon potentially bankrupting them. Even before this, they were in a precarious position. So, I'm reading this wild rumor that Sam Altman is trying to raise $5 to $7 trillion to develop new artificial intelligence processors. When we talk about Apple firms, who do you think is going to have $5 to $7 trillion to put into this? I don't see that happening. Even though AI is going to be huge and crucial, I find that amount very ridiculous, and I have no idea if he is actually attempting to gather that much money. Where are you going to find the $5 or $7 trillion needed for investments? Unless I'm wrong and some money is larger than other, more substantial capital markets combined, I'd have to assume it comes from governments or something. Just like he brought in $7 trillion? It's completely foolish. XRP, there's this argument going on, and there are all these statistics showing that the decentralized exchange isn't very popular. Additionally, it has been stated that some XRP investors choose to keep their holdings rather than put them to use. And I strongly disagree with that. To start, many XRP investors do use decentralized exchanges to invest in projects, but they do not do it on the XRP ledger. They also participate in DeFi. In my view, it is not our responsibility to ensure the success of this endeavor. Few high-quality projects are available for investment right now. I won't claim there aren't any. In fact, there are a number of individuals working very hard, but, compared to other chains, their efforts pale in comparison. Also, in my opinion, the investment tools we use on the decentralized exchange aren't up to snuff, especially when compared to other wallets that were developed around the same time. They're not user-friendly or anything. And the XRP ledger's capabilities are unrelated to this. In order to access and make use of such technology, certain software systems were developed. This in no way implies that not every wallet is a fantastic piece of software. I just think it needs a little tweaking. Whenever I invest in a new business or buy a cryptocurrency, I always wonder, will there be a torrent of new money coming in later on? Will this investment yield a profit for me? Even after reviewing the entire process, I'm still not sure how to use the ducks. Perhaps you have the answer. The question is whether or not the visitors at the next bull run will understand this. Also, there are many superior systems available, for example, the Trust wallet on Binance, or something like Ethereum, Cardano, or Polkadot. It seems like we could use more fine-tuning and modifications to make this a more user-friendly environment for these features. We need stable coins that will increase liquidity, and we need stable coins that are powerhouses, not Mickey Mouse, again. When we consider the meaning behind names like Circle's digital dollar, it sounds like something someone might want to use because it sounds sophisticated. What we have here is a stable coin running on the XRP blockchain. Its official name is the IOU Gate Hub. Anytime I've ever had an inter-party agreement, IOU, they probably still owe me money, am I right? I don't like that branding. Also, an XRP Ledger IOU is identical to any other issued asset, including Ethereum ERC-20 tokens. The only difference between the two is the name you give it, which greatly enhances its attractiveness. Now that it's about more than just having an XRP coin, we need to give this ecosystem more consideration. Additionally, allowing Ripple to utilize those suckers for international funding. XRP can keep up with all the new crypto activity that has emerged in the recent past, only the builders are actively working to disseminate the system. They need to give this some more consideration. I simply want to say that opportunities do exist, you know. During the last bull run, everyone else lost money except Wells, whose EQ token gained more than 100 times its initial investment. However, in the end, it is not the responsibility of the community to actively encourage others to be enthusiastic about the projects being constructed or their capabilities. Those builders are the ones who will become billionaires if they are successful in selling their vision and getting people to see the value in what they are creating and want to be a part of it. They must take that action. We need them to convince us of that vision. With all the options available, we will simply switch to a different chain, purchase a different coin, invest in a different project, and utilize a different decentralized exchange. After all, our goal is to generate profits. They should pitch their plans to us, not the other way around, because we're the ones holding the dollar money. At times, I worry that this ecology may become confused. They are tasked with construction and sales, but we have the funds. Not because I'm looking for a new career, but because I believe XRP is a premium crypto asset and because I want to make money. Tuesday was a banner day for Polkadot, demonstrating its speed, efficiency, and scalability. The reason Polkadot was able to mint 4,930 NFTs each minute is because it was a game called Forever Fallen that ran on its own parachain, which surpassed anything we'd seen on Solana. So, when we examine Polkadot Modular, we notice that its central focus is building interoperability. This is similar to the goal that David Schwartz has set for the XRP ledger, which is to construct it in a modular form. They would prefer it if it could communicate with other chains. That, my friend, is going to be the slogan of the next bull run. This is the standard fare for major projects everywhere, including Cosmos Atom. Truthfully, according to Charles Hoskinson, the difficulty of attaining efficient and effective on-chain governance is the greatest obstacle facing the blockchain industry in 2024. Additionally, this is significant. It requires careful planning to create these institutions where power does not concentrate in the hands of a small number of people. Also, Charles and Cardano give it a lot of thought. For sustainability in the long run, it is crucial. In my opinion, the XRP ledger's governance is the area where we have the most space for development. At the moment, there is simply no governance in place. Respecting the fact that it is a decentralized system and having some kind of governance is essential. One thing I admire about Cardano is how thoughtfully they are constructing it from the bottom up. Have problems in the future, we haven't done complete redesigns of items like this. In my opinion, they're performing very well. My position has been challenged by Max Kaiser. He forecasts Cardona's downfall as if he were a hater. Oh, please. If it's not Bitcoin, it will go to zero. Their antics are comical. Here we see the S&P 500 closing for the first time above 5,000. The Federal Reserve has supposedly hit their inflation target of 2%, but they are afraid that if they cut rates, inflation will spike again. What's more, he's a clown, but he's entertaining. According to the reports, we are purportedly breaking records and adding new employment when we review these culinary job reports. Although I disagree with Jerome Powell's assessment, I maintain that the US financial system is insolvent. Additionally, commercial real estate would occupy my thoughts. But is that an issue that can be partially addressed by lowering rates? There are many long-term issues with commercial real estate. We will need to rethink the future of many properties and office space, because it isn't going anywhere. Consequently, a great deal of effort is required. There will already be fewer people working in offices due to AI, and some of these issues will only worsen as the technology continues to eliminate many professions. So, I suppose I see the idea, maintain interest rates high to deter inflation, since many of these problems are intractable, but I fear they will wait too long to respond, just as they did when inflation first began. They took far too long to begin increasing interest rates. I also fear that we will encounter some difficulty in this area. Well, he's politically toxic, Stuart Alder-Roddy remarked when addressing Gary Gensler. Every time he goes to court, he loses. He has his staff lied to the courts. There was a lot of market turmoil when the SEC Twitter account was hacked, which was embarrassing and detrimental. The settlement proposals aren't looking well from my perspective. Apparently, we aren't done yet. In the comments, please share your thoughts. Please subscribe and like as always. Goodbye for now.